the State of the Union is probably more apparent to Americans than it ever has been. But with that comes a dose of reality. Is there's not a problem in front of us that we can't solve, but we have to solve the real problems and not the symptoms of the problems. And hopeful that we'll come together in Washington and try to do that. I'm somewhat of a skeptic in terms of people looking at the real problems, but hopefully through the influence that some of us have, that we can keep the thing that we're talking about and the issues that we deal with, the real problems. And the real problem is we're going bankrupt very quickly, and we have an out-of-control federal government that is both ineffective and inefficient. And the solutions to that is going to require hard work on everybody's part and sacrifice for everyone.
There are several areas that are really serious that our country is facing right now. One is we have deficits. The two deficits, the 2 years that the President's been in, we've increased our deficit nearly $3 trillion. And how much longer is the President going to be able to say, well, I inherited this mess, when the average deficit during the Bush years was less than $250 billion? It's just impossible to try to sell that. The second thing is the debt. People sometimes get confused between the deficit and the debt. But the debt right now, in the first 2 years, has been increased more than the total increases in 200 years since the beginning of this country, and it just in 2 years. And then in terms of regulation, it's a very serious problem, because our problem in this country is overregulation. The business and industry, not just in the endangerment fining, which causes regulation in terms of greenhouse gases, but also the various regulations having to do with ozone. In my state of Oklahoma, it's a very serious problem now, because if they decrease the ozone standards, it's going to put some 15 counties of our 17 counties out of attainment. That means we can't go out and recruit industry and do the things that we have to do to recover.
I think the State of the Union is strong. Our country is coming together. We're starting to heal, not only from our financial collapse, but I think we're starting to come together, Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, liberals, moderates. I think right now things are on the uptick. Obviously, we still face a lot of challenges. The jobless rate in Oklahoma is still, I think, too high. It's gone down, luckily, but across the country we are still facing problems with our deficits and the national debt. We're going to work over the next few years to get into balance, also to become competitive again with people like the Chinese, make sure that we grow this global economy. Also, national defense, Afghanistan and Iraq, we're starting to pull our troops out of Iraq, and hopefully we're seeing some glimmers of hope in Afghanistan. That's still yet to be determined. But I can say this, looking forward to what the President has to say, but I think we're starting to improve and move in the right direction.
I think the State of the Union right now is skeptical. People really want to see something happen. People want to see our government doing something, but they're skeptical anything's really going to happen, and they're just watching and waiting. Honestly, right now, I think the majority of people don't want to be looking to Washington every day to determine what's happening next in their personal lives. They want to just go back to focusing on their personal lives. So people seem to be watching Washington to see what's happening here, and then also watching their own business and their own checkbooks. I think they just want to be able to go back to watching their own families and their checkbooks. So.